Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Thursday Live. I am Denise Armenio, certified emotion code, body code, group energy facilitator, and genius biofeedback practitioner. So I am so excited to be here and to teach you about the Genius app. I love it so much, and it really makes me happy to teach it to other people and hope that you enjoy using it as well. And today I had a request, and the person that requested it is not here yet, but I guess I'll just start since it's already late. But it was a request on how to set up a master branch library. So hopefully everybody would like that. I guess I will just, does anyone, I don't know if it will probably be a little bit of a demo if anybody wants to volunteer that hasn't already been a volunteer. I can work with you a little bit. Rosalie, I think you're new here, right? You can put it in the chat if you want. If you're new, you don't have a video. Well, I'm just going to start sharing my screen. So here we go. And let me just move this over.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do the, I'm not going to use a voice, but I'll do Thursday live. And today's date is November 30th. Here's Pam. 2023. Okay. And I'm going to continue with analysis. So here are our user records. This is just for your own information. It doesn't have anything to do with the scan. So this is just for you as you work week to week or day to day with someone or yourself or family. If you want to put, write down the issues you were working with. That way you have some kind of a log, because sometimes even we work on things and then they go away and then we forget that we had that issue. So it's nice to remember back and be like, oh yeah, I wasn't sleeping good and now I am, or I was having headaches and now I don't, or just little things like that. So anyway, I'm just going to move on from here. And this is where we do the voice analysis. I'm just going to skip this today. And this is also where we load the photo. So you could either take a photo or use an existing photo, hit begin analysis. Again, I'm going to skip that. Energetic affirmation. I always like to add an affirmation here. The affirmation that you add, the genius will translate that written text into a frequency, and that frequency will then be overlaid every time you run frequencies within this session. So I'm just going to put in here, all energies are transmuted, whoops, into the frequency of pure love. So it is. And then you just hit OK. All right, so I'm just going to hit begin analysis. And oh, I just wanted to mention something. If everybody is up to date with the latest update, I just wanted to let you know that you will see these three bars, the navigation bars. now show up in like the beginning screens where the voice is and the picture is. If you click on them at that point, to go to your back office, you're only going to get about 4 selections. I think you can do you'll see custom playlist, quanta membership, libraries, and maybe profile. Once you get to this page, the system overview page, you will see all of the items on the list. I'm not sure if it was set up by design in the beginning that you only see a few, or if you need to do the analysis to see it through, but just don't get frightened off that they're not there, because they are there, and that beginning part might just be a little glitch that they have to correct, but it is working. So if you see it and you press it on the first 2 screens, you're not going to get the full navigation menu. So just know you have to look at it from the system overview page. So the first thing I want to just go over is the basics with the Genius, and then I do know that Pam is here now, and she did request to go over the master branch, so we will do that. So Pam, when I get there, if you want to turn your mic on, that way you can tell me if you have any specific questions, or you just want me to generally go over how to create a master branch. First, we can click on the aura line, and that will bring up the screen so we can take an aura picture, or not take an aura picture, but it will give us the aura picture for the group.
Hi, Denise. This is Pam. Hi. I could create the master branch earlier, but I don't know, something's happened, and now I can't do that. I can create libraries within that master branch. So I don't know if you can go through that procedure. I'll really appreciate it.
Yeah, I will. Let me get to it. I just want to go over the general
That's,
basics at the beginning.
yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So here we have the aura. This isn't really looking too healthy for the group, so hopefully we can do a little work on it today. It's very like dirty looking and dark, kind of icky colors here. So we'll see if we could work on that. And then the original aura we can see here. And again, you can see some gray coloring. It doesn't look so great either, but our focus is going to be on the master branch though today, just so everybody knows. Okay, so after we look at the aura picture, the next thing I just want to go over is the colors and the numbers. And the Genius uses a numerical value system from 0 to 777. And the range from 0 to 200 is represented by the color blue. And those items in this range are observed to be chronic energetic disturbances. They can also be referred to as stagnant energy. Sometimes you might hear us refer to it as under energy. And usually items in this range or represented by the color blue are more in crisis. They're causing a crisis to the body system. So then after this blue range, we go from 201 to 450. That is represented by the color green. From there, we go to 451 to 600 is represented by the color yellow. And lastly, 601 to 777 is represented by the color red. Red is observed to be acute energetic disturbances, which means the disturbances are happening now in the present time. They can also be referred to as heat or inflammation or over energy. And these items in this range are causing a stress on the body. Now, people will ask, well, what is the yellow or and the green. So the yellow and the green, for me, the kind of safe zone that or within limits that I like to work with is between 400 and 600. So anything above or below that, I like to work with. Now, that is, you know, the practitioner's decision on how tight you want to make that range. That's how I want to work with it. You For beginners, you can just work with the reds and the blues, and that's fine too. And then as you get more comfortable, if you want to expand out a little bit more, that's okay. For me, mostly, excuse me, all the greens are I will work with because most of the greens will be below 400. I know that sometimes the colors you think red, sorry, red is alarm or stop, right? Yellow is caution, green is go, and blue, I don't know, we think of blue as sad or cold, right? But um I would kind of not have any limitations on the colors here and just think of the numbers and the ranges that they are. Okay, so the next thing is on the left-hand side, you will see the two down arrows next to each of the like panels or library names. That's just telling you that there's more information. You could click on those arrows and it's going to bring up the same information as if you clicked on the actual line. The only difference is visually how you see it. So if you click on the lines, you will see all the items are color coded. You have the number and you have the little like magnifying glass. And if you click on that, it gives you a little bit of information on what that item is. So in this instance, it's telling you that the throat chakra is communicative wellness and speaking your truth. So obviously that is if um, in the positive sense, that's what it would be. On the if it's red or blue, you might not be you might be picking up more of the negative attributes of that. And so if you were to click the yellow arrows, you see the same information, it's just not color coded. So I think most people probably just click on the line, but there's no difference in the information. Okay, so the next thing is this little drop down here. This just gives you different ways to view all the information. It it If you look at the body, they're just all like kind of pretty graphs. Sometimes the more libraries you have, the more difficult it is to use these because everything gets squished together. But if you wanted to see how things were broken down, this would be a nice way to do it. Um, you can see here how many, the percent red to blue, yellow, and green. So there are um, a lot of greens here. Now, for me, greens kind of border blue, so I would be working with all of those. And the yellows pretty much are between your 400 and your 600. So those, if you didn't want to work with them, um, that would be more of your normal range. And again, if you do biofield, this is a way of looking at the breakdown of information for biofield. And that's honestly really strange because I don't see any red items. That looks interesting to me. I'll have to look at that. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. Um, hmm. Well, that is weird because the aura would be red, but there are red items here. So I don't know. That might be a little glitch in there, guys. That we'll have to look at. And this is just green and yellow. So, okay, well, this doesn't have anything to do with the scan. It's just, I'm sure that's just an easy tweak. But good that we found it. And so wait, there's a question here, Denise. What is an ideal graph? Um, uh, to be quite honest, I don't use these. You might want to go to reports and do the reports, and you have different graphs here, Rosalie. So if I used any, this is where I would go. So I hope that that's helpful. But even better than this, I like the quick overview to look at this, and this gives your client some information and a little bit of an explanation of, let's say, the throat chakra. Here we have again the little definition of it, your no GAF, brain and bone reconstruction. So that gives them just a little bit more information. So if you are interested in sending your client's report, it is here. It's easy to email them. If they have a Quanta capsule, even better, you could just send the report to their Quanta capsule, or you can print it and give it to them. But that's a nice way of passing on some information to your clients. I hope that helps, Rosalie. The next thing I'd like to do in a session is go to my custom libraries. I have a library that's in the bioterrain that works in priming the vessel, which basically means we want to start with giving the body all the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that it needs, and also giving healing frequencies to our auric field, because that is what protects us. It's like our shield. So if you don't have the bioterrain, I would recommend you just adding all of the items from the biofield and then go down to the body and add in the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. But I'm just going to go straight to the library and hit begin analysis. Okay, so now I can go. Now this pull down will give you an advanced search. So once you get into your custom libraries, it doesn't give you graphs anymore. It gives you a different way to search for things. So while we're talking about master branch today, I just want to point out that if you click on the master branch, it will show you all the master branch title names. So you can see for me, the number of master branches that I made. I just want to jump over to the chat. Rosalie asked a question, lots of 777s. Yes, that is, the more libraries you have, Rosalie, you're going to see more reds, more blues. And that's, excuse me, that's basically because if you think of the genius as having 777 numbers, or think of them as like little file slots, 777 file slots. I have close to 2,000 libraries and probably 80,000 line items. So there's only 777 slots to put all of those line items. So you are going to see a lot in the high range. So don't let that panic you. Just work with the reds and just work with what the genius gives you, and you can't really go wrong. Okay, so now I'm just going to, do the search and type in bioterrain. And you see the vessel priming frequencies. I'm going to just drag that line. And by dragging this line, I'm going to add in all the items into the main hold tray. And it's 163 because it also brings in the title name of the library. And for anybody who keeps track of all these things, I did add one item to it. So if you notice that the count went up, that's why. And right now I'm forgetting what I added to it, but you will notice one additional line item in there. Okay, so now I'm just going to go to the main hold tray, hit begin. Select all, and I'm going to run them all for just 1 minute. Okay, the average percent rectification is 27. We like to see really anything above 20% is good. 40% is even better. And if it's above 41%, the genius will even tell you that you did excellent with your percent rectification. So that's a little bit of what those numbers mean. But I do want to point out that the percentages for harmony, alignment, and energy flow, which is above, and the average of those three numbers is your average percent rectification. I personally don't like to see this spread to be greater than 20% or 20 points, however you want to look at it. Just because it's more stable the closer it is, meaning that different energies are coming into our field all the time. And if it's above 20%, like in this case, it's within that range. But let's say the lowest was 20% and the highest was 70%. Something could really throw that out of balance easily. So even if your average percent rectification was over 40%, whatever it is, if there's a large discrepancy anywhere in these numbers, I would run it until that got tighter, even if it meant going down to, 40 or 30. If the closer these numbers are, in my opinion, would make the balance more stable. So based on this number, what I would do from here is, instead of rescanning it, because normally if it's above 40, I would rescan it. But since it's not, I am just going to deselect the all and just select the highs and the lows. And I'm going to move the timer to 0 minutes and just run the highs and the lows for 30 seconds. Okay, so our percent rectification is at 34% now, but you can see a little bit what I'm talking about. So it's 34%, but the range is now between 31 and 36%. And actually, harmony and alignment are both 36%. So to me, that's way more stable than if you had 40% and had a 20% range, right? Because they're pretty much those three different things are all equally balanced. So anyway, that's just an example. If this wasn't a demo, if you wanted to run this again to try to get that above 40%, you could. I'm happy with that right now. So I'm just going to back out and go back to the main system page. Now, if I click on the up arrow just to the left of where it says main hold tray, it gives me the ability to either X out a single or a few different items, or you can just hit clear all. And that's what I'm going to do, because now I'm going to do my second step, which is to go to general overview. The way you go to general overview is you click on system overview. And what what general overview is, it takes all the items, the line items out of the categories and puts it in numerical order. But it also adds all the line items from all my custom libraries, and it mixes them all. Well, it doesn't mix them, but it puts them all in numerical order. So you have the combination of one giant list. To me, this is really powerful because in energy healing work, anything can cause anything. So it's a very strong possibility that the blue items are part of the underlying cause or root cause to whatever issues you're looking to resolve. So it is important to work on that. Now, normally, I do a combination of the reds and the blues. If you want to do more than that, I can't, because I have so many libraries, I couldn't select just my blue items. I can show you what we'll have. I have like 3,500 blue items. So obviously that's too many to bombard the body with, but we could do the bottom 50. And if I just switch up top, there's like the little 100 to 0 or 0 to 100. And you can see which are the ones that are blue. So we're seeing beating burnout with the adrenals. We're seeing long hauler syndrome, the geometry of love, some hormone stuff. So the bottom 50 have been added to my main hold tray. And now I'm just going to remove all the libraries, and I'm just going to add all the blues from the system overview page. Now, for anybody who watches every week, you're going to know I did it a little differently today. I just did it by design to show you that you could do it different. I'm just choosing to work with some of the blues here. I could have even have selected all the blues. Let me just see how many there are. There are 124 blues. So why don't we even just do that? It won't add items twice. At least I don't think so. 120. Well, let's just work with these, but these are all the blues from all my libraries and the system. Has the sound been okay? I realized I didn't share the sound. Were you hearing everything okay? Claire, I only see your.
Yep, it's actually fine.
Good, thank you. Okay, so now I'm just going to put the timer on 1 and select all, and we can play these. Okay, so the average percent rectification is 32. Again, we can go back and do the same thing that we did the last time. We can work with the lows and the highs, put the timer from 1 minute down to 0. So we can just run it for 30 seconds. Patient is 58%, and you can see that the range is like 11%. So that's awesome too. So I'm just gonna back out of here now. I'm gonna clear my main hold tray. And let's just take a quick look at what the aura looks like. It still looks a little muddy and dreary, but it does look better. You can see this doesn't look good at all, but thankfully this is energy that's moving out. This does look like healthier energy moving in, so that's good. And again, it's still kind of like muddy or dirty looking, but it does look better than the other one. So now that we just went over some of the basics there on the first, the first 2 steps, now let's just look at the master branch so I can help answer that question for you. So when you want to create a library or a master branch, you go into your back office and you select libraries. And because we want to work with master branch, we're going to select master branch. And we can hit create. And now we can name it. So I'm going to name it after the person who. Did I spell your. Pam, how do you spell your last name? I'm just going to put Pam.
Kapoor.
Oh, I was right. Okay. So we're going to name it Pam Kapoor Library. So now it's asking what libraries do you want to add to that? So you can select whichever ones you want. I don't know what we want to add here. You can decide to add it however you want. Maybe you want to put, I have a bunch of addiction libraries. Maybe you want to group all of those together. Or in this case, I have a bunch of these different Accuray libraries. So I want to have them all together so I can find them. So I can select those. And now when I go down to find Pam's name, where is it? Oh, here's Pam. You can see all those Accuray libraries are in there.
Now I understand what I did wrong. Okay.
You see, but also don't forget, I selected ones that were shared. You could add libraries that I created. And
Yes.
you can update it as well. So let's just, I think I created these. So if I hit OK, I think, no, oh, oh, right. So now I have see, I even do this too. So it's showing me all the libraries that I added to your master branch, and then all the other libraries. And I guess I selected this one inadvertently. But so that's how you create the master branch. Then after you create it, you want to be able to add that to the client. So you could either just hit select all, which is usually what I do because I add all of my libraries to every client. You can do this however you want. Sometimes people like to only use a short amount with the libraries that they want to work with for that specific case. Claire is raising her hand because that's how Claire wants to work. I work a little bit differently, and that's okay. I just like to have all the different line items available because, again, you never know what frequency may be the underpinning one. So in my view, if you narrow it down, you're excluding all those other line items that could potentially be an underlying cause or a root cause to something. So anyway, I've selected them all and have added them. It says that was successful. So now you can back arrow out. And now when I go to custom libraries, it's now going to tell me begin analysis again, because now it's added those libraries. So I need to. Okay, so now we can go to the search again. Now you would go to master branch and we can search and we can put in Pam, and there it is. And so these are the libraries that are coming up for the group in that, which seem to be somewhat needed. So I guess that's good that we put them in. Let me just see what Rosalie is saying. Well, I guess if you track the success of your patients, you figure your method works best for you. Yeah, I mean, it's what I'm comfortable with. Again, there's no right or wrong way. So, there may be a time where you do want to narrow it down, or sometimes it's good to have all of the information. I think basically if you muscle test, you can certainly muscle test those questions. That would give you the best answer possible. And if you don't, just use your gut and experiment. So
Thank you,
let's
Denise.
um,
Now I realize what I was doing wrong. I was trying to create the libraries in the master branch, but I forgot that I had created libraries earlier, regular, and then added to master branch.
oh,
That's
right.
what I was
Yes,
doing
you have to
wrong. Yeah.
create an individual library first before you.
Yeah, I did. I had done that and I forgot. I'd done that a while back, but then I forgot. So thank you for reminding me. Appreciate
You're
that.
quite welcome. You're quite welcome. So anyway, since we are doing a group scan here for everyone, let's just add in what's showing up. And I'm feeling today just to add some of these blues. So we're just going to work with blues. How's that sound? And if anybody's wondering what these Accuray things are, they're little chips with frequencies in them that you can wear, or that you can put on or put them in your pocket. So that's what these are. And no blues here. I'm putting the top two in. Okay. And did we have any others? Nope, I added all the blues. So let's just work with these. And again, I'm just going to put the timer on 1 minute, select all and hit play. We've responded positively. The average percent rectification was 45%. And the lowest number is 35 and it goes up to 53. So again, that's within the 20%. So here, I would rescan. And then I would select the lows and the highs and put it on 30 seconds. And again, this is the protocol I've worked out. Everybody's welcome to do it this way, or you can, tweak it to work it how it works best for you. There isn't a right or wrong way, just whatever you feel comfortable with. So anyway, now I'm going to run all of these for 30 seconds. And again, 42% rectification, harmony and alignment with both 45%, with energy flow at 36%. So again, that's within that 20%. We can go back and Rosalie, were you asking if there was EMF protection frequencies in these chips? Is that what you were asking me? I'm not sure. I think so, but I don't know which one it is. In the QuantaCap system. You mean in the Genius system, not in the QuantaCap, right? Yes. If you work with, is it electrical? Where's the EMF? Where's the EMF? It's in here somewhere.
I do know that the system itself is programmed to negate any EMF. So while you're playing it, you're not really
getting those. But I thought it was in here, but I guess not.
Let's see. So
anyway, well, yeah, Wi-Fi is in there. So that's right. Okay, so now we can just go to the aura and see if it's how it's remove the avatar. So we see the pink is a nice bright color. Not really sure about the center color here with the gray, but we'll try to work through some of those, and this is not really fun looking. So let's just go to, you're welcome, Pam. Thanks for your question and thanks for showing up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go and give us all some gem stability and grounding. And I'm just going to do a quick balance here. So let's just do a quick balance. 54%. Let's see what the aura looks like. Ugh. All right, well, this isn't looking so hot today, but that actually looks a little bit better, but this other one doesn't look so terrific. I'm just gonna try maybe for 30 seconds some of these Bach flower essences. Let's just see if this helped, hopefully. Oh, well, that looks much better. So it's a little bit brighter. It's still blurry, so there's still interference or something going on in here, but Easter time. But it does look much better. It brightens up quite a bit. So that's good. We can just see what the old version looks like. Again, sometimes I find one looks good and the other one doesn't look so great. I don't think this looks so great, but a lot of times when when there's a lot of that negative energies in there, they want to hide. So one time the aura may look good and you might think that you got them all, and then the next time they come back, and so you just have to chase them down a bit. But anyway, does anybody have any other questions regarding the master branch? I know that we answered all Pam's questions, but if anybody has any questions on that, I do need to get going in a minute because I have another Zoom. So, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If you have any. No questions? Just gonna stop sharing. If somebody did have a question, if you wanted to go unmute, you can certainly ask the question, or otherwise, I guess it's until next week. And I'm so grateful for everybody being here, and I hope you learn something every week. And also, don't be bashful either. If anybody ever has found something that's worked really well for them, some technique that they're using, please come on and share it, and let us all hear how you're working with the genius and how it may be benefiting you. And the more it can just help everybody. So if ever you have something that you want to share, please let us know. In the meantime, thank you, everybody, and thank you for all the thank yous on the side: Kathy, Wendy, Jennifer, Rosalie, Linda, Jennifer, everybody that's been putting stuff in the chat. And in the meantime, thank you, Claire, for assisting as always. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week. I can't believe it's just next week is December already. Anyway, have a great week, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.